In a context where the global order is shifting by the day and there are very intense changes, in a world where the US is withdrawing its support to most vulnerable countries around the world, it is very important that Europe plays its role, acts as a beacon of clarity, stability, supporting international partnerships and win-win solutions that can contribute to a stronger Europe in a more peaceful, stable and prosperous world. And that's exactly what the European Investment Bank is doing. We're putting our money where our mouth is, supporting European priorities, being one of the most important financial partners to Ukraine right now. We have mobilized 3 billion euros in financial support to Ukraine. Right now, we have reached cruising speed in the deployments of EIB-financed projects in Ukraine. And that means that we're inaugurating a new project every 2 weeks right now. We're talking about transport, energy infrastructures, hospitals, schools, kindergartens, universities, water infrastructures, local transport, municipal services all around the country. We're also talking about support to the private sector, and I'd like to let you know that we have signed the first agreements with export credit agencies throughout the EU, and so European companies can from now on reach to their national export credit agencies so as to have access to the European guarantee when they're trading with Ukraine. This export credit guarantee product that we launched has a 300 million budget and has already been oversubscribed. We have received demands from national export credit agencies above 400 million euros. Looking forward, we will continue to step up our support to Ukraine, trying to maximize the impact on the ground, and I hope very soon focusing on the rebuilding of the country after the end of the war. And then the second key subject that we will be talking about is finance for development. As I said, we're rallying the multilateral development institutions right now to prepare so that we have a successful Finance for Development UN conference in Seville. First of all, we are organizing a meeting with the private sector. It is very clear that in order to fill the gap and to cover the existing needs around the world, we need to mobilize not only public but also private financing. And the European Investment Bank is leading the preparation for this gathering with the private sector. We will be exploring how to provide high-quality risk data on emerging markets so that the private sector can make more informed decisions when it comes to investments around the world, notably in Africa and Latin America. We will also be publishing a joint report with the other multilateral development institutions on investments in water. With 5 billion euros in finance just in 2024, the European Investment Bank is the main financier of water infrastructures around the world. We will also launch an innovative program to support women's empowerment for strong societies together with the Gates Foundation, the government of Luxembourg and the European Commission. And we will certainly be also discussing how to contribute to support climate finance around the world. These are the main topics that we will be discussing in the Development Ministers meeting today. As we see the very important developments that are taking place on the trade front, the European Union is a trade powerhouse and the European Commission is doing an excellent job in negotiating trade deals around the world, which are very beneficial to the European competitiveness, but also providing win-win solutions to the benefit also of international partnerships. Thank you.
For Ukraine, but Ukraine will need nearly 500 billion euros to reconstruct in the next 10 years. Isn't that just a drop in the ocean?
Right now, we are providing the necessary financing, working very closely with the Ukrainian authorities, both at national and also at municipal level, to ensure that we keep the momentum, we keep the cruising speed that we have reached in developing and deploying on the ground all these projects. That means rebuilding kindergarten, schools, hospitals, water infrastructures all around Ukraine. We have established a very good working method together with the Ukrainian authorities and other international partners, and I think that it is this partnership that we will build on to rebuild the country once the war is over as soon as possible, I hope.
Do you think that the EIB will be a main actor in rebuilding the country after the war?
I'm quite sure we will play a very important role, because the European Investment Bank is not only a strong supporter of Ukraine now, but also is the most experienced partner when it comes to accession to the European Union. We have been investing and providing technical support to the different countries before accession and in the run-up to the accession to the European Union, and we will play a very important role, I am quite sure, with Ukraine in this accession process as they rejoin the European family.
What about the situation in Gaza? We know that the EU financed many projects, has been bombarded in Gaza. What's your feeling concerning these facts? And also, are you ready to participate in any rebuilding plan which is discussed now between the Arab leagues and the EU?
When it comes to the Middle East, the European Investment Bank acts as financing arm of the European Union, following the lines and the political instructions that come from the European institutions, which are guided by one key objective: putting an end to this tragic situation as soon as possible and supporting the two-state solution. We will be there supporting European priorities and European policies in the region, and I hope that very soon it will be focusing on rebuilding and building this two-state solution instead of the tragic, terrible war that's going on right now.
And about Syria, is there any plans for the future of Syria, taking into consideration that all these economic sanctions has been lifted?
Again, when it comes to Syria and the Middle East in general, we are acting as financing arm of the European Union. We're in close contact with the External Action Service and the European Commission to see how we can step up our support to Syria, following European priorities and European policies.
When it comes to the accession of Ukraine, you mentioned it yourself. Don't you think this is going to overburden the EIB and its capacities when it comes to reconstruction?
Well, you know, I think that right now we're focusing in supporting Ukraine through national level key infrastructures, be it transport, border crossings, energy infrastructures, be it through supporting municipal services such as schools, hospitals, water infrastructures, local transport, and also supporting the private sector in Ukraine and European companies trading with Ukraine. Right now we're focusing on providing this financial support. We're working very closely with the Ukrainian authorities. We are a trusted, a very important partner to them. The most important investment partner is the European Union right now, and we will play a key role when it comes to supporting the accession process of the country. I think we should focus right now in supporting Ukraine and putting an end to this war as soon as possible.